Here are the full spoilers for Chapter 261 of Jujutsu Kaisen after the intro. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and before we dive into today's video, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Alright, let's get into the video. Page 1. The chapter begins with Yuji deciding to crush Sukuna's heart. Page 2. As soon as Sukuna chants domain expansion, he sees Gojo standing, and in disbelief, Sukuna wonders if it's really him, but dismisses the thought, saying it's impossible. Page 3. But Sukuna suddenly realizes who it is and pushes Yuji away with a punch as he advances and says, "I apologize for underestimating you. I didn't know you were capable of going that far. Yuta Okotsu." Pages 4 and 5. Sukuna calls Gojo Yuta. Yuta is in Gojo's body using Kenjaku's technique. Page 6. Flashback. Yuta decides that Rika should devour Kenjaku and copy his cursed technique, allowing Yuta to change bodies. Maki opposes this plan, but Hakari says he has a condition. They will use this plan when everyone is defeated and they have no other options. Kusakabe says, "Can't we just copy Limitless from Gojo's body?" Shoko says, "You can't use Limitless without the 6 eyes." Kusakabe says, "Then just copy the 6 eyes." Shoko says, "The 6 eyes are part of his physical body. It's not a curse technique, so he can't copy them." Meiki asks, since Yuta can only use the copy curse technique for 5 minutes, what will happen afterward? Yuta says he doesn't know. Page 7. Mei explains the pros and cons of Yuta copying Kenjaku's curse technique. There is a possibility that after switching bodies, Yuta may lose his curse technique and have to live forever in Gojo's body. 1. If Kenjaku's curse technique is of the constant or intermittent operation type, the physical body or the soul cannot be maintained and he will die. 2. If the curse technique operates intermittently, he will not die immediately, but will eventually die. 3. If the curse technique is a one-time use technique, he can use Limitless even beyond the 5 minutes. Mei. After the body switch is completed, it is also possible that Okatsu's curse technique will be discarded and he will live in Gojo's body from now on. Yuta says he knows this is the last resort. So first, he will try to fight Sukuna with his own domain. If he can't win, he will accept Gojo's body. Page 8, Kusakabe says it's a good plan, but it's not humane. Yuta says, "What do you mean by humane? We are about to fight the strongest jujutsu sorcerer in history. If we can win just by throwing away our humanity, we shouldn't even discuss it." Page 9, Yuta asks if everyone is afraid of becoming some monster to fight Sukuna. Maki scolds Yuta, saying that everyone is just worried about him. Yuta, and what about Gojo-sensei? Isn't he important? Aren't we just pushing the burden of becoming a monster onto Gojo-sensei alone? If Gojo-sensei is gone, who else will be the monster? If no one intends to become one, then I will. Page 10. The scene changes. Yuta tells Gojo that he will take his body if he dies. Gojo says he's okay with that. He says he has no intention of losing and doesn't care what happens to his dead body. Yuta says, "Oh, by the way, I was told that I was a descendant of the Fujiwara blood. Didn't Gojo-sensei say that I was a descendant of the Sugawara blood?" Gojo says, "It's the Sugawara. You and I are distant relatives. But weren't the Sugawara and Fujiwara on bad terms?" Gojo then asks his students to leave because he doesn't want them to see a bloody side, especially because he doesn't know if what he's about to do is right. Yuta says, "So I guess Uro-san had a misunderstanding then." Gojo's, "Well, it's possible that both of us are right." Page 11. Gojo says that Yuta may have been born under better circumstances than him. So Gojo says if Yuta can't take advantage of that, he's totally weak. Gojo adds, "Let's start with your sloppy cursed energy. I've always told you to be careful with that." Page 12. Gojo says, "If I lose to Sukuna and all the old geezers in the room are gone, Gramps Gakuganji will stand at the top of the Jujutsu headquarters. If that happens, there won't be any more chaos like after the Shibuya incident." Page 13. Gojo once again tells his students to go back, but they refute him. Yuta tells Gojo not to try becoming a monster by himself again. Gojo continues, "That's something I can't do. At that moment, I was left behind. I have to catch up to him." Page 14. The scene shifts to Amai, Yuji's friend, explaining his cursed technique. He can amplify the sugar within himself and output it in some way. Shoko puts Amai on the medical team with Nita as support, having him supply a little sugar to their brain using his curse technique. Page 15. The scene shifts again. Yuta was cut in half due to Sukuna's blow and was hastily taken to the infirmary. Arata used his curse technique to prevent Yuta's injuries from worsening, but it could already be too late. Page 16. Yuta says he's conscious thanks to Rika, but he's starting to reach his limit. Shoko tells Yuta that she has already stitched up Gojo's body, so once Yuta switches, he has to activate the body manipulation curse technique at maximum capacity and complete the body. Page 17. Back to the present. Sukuna and Yuta in Gojo's body both open their domains. The narrator says that Gojo had already shown the solution to Sukuna's open barrier domain. Page 18. The chapter ends with Sukuna and Yuta in Satoru Gojo's body, both opening their domains. Final editor's note: the rematch begins. Pause next week. And that's it, folks. It wasn't Gojo, it wasn't Kenjuaku, it was Yuta. Congratulations to those who guessed this theory, and this chapter also marked the end of the theory of Satoru Gojo's return. He really died in that fight. Now,